Jane McDonald was set to finally have her happy ever after with her fiance Eddie Rothe following 2 failed marriages. But a devastating terminal illness would bring a tragic end to Jane's hopes for a fairy tale ending. Jane, 60, has seen decades of success, from being a top cruise singer to a TV star on shows such as Loose Women to traveling the world on luxury cruises for her Channel 5 show and fronting a new game show, Pyramid. But sadly, it's not been smooth sailing for Jane, who appeared on James Martin's Saturday morning show today, when it comes to her personal life. In March 2021, the star was left devastated after her teenage boyfriend and partner of 13 years, Walter Eddie Rothe, died at age 67 after being diagnosed with lung cancer. The couple met in 1980 when Jane worked at a pub in West Yorkshire and Eddie's pop band Liquid Gold played a gig there. Jane told The Mirror in 2012, "I couldn't believe it when the owner said the drummer had taken a fancy to me. I was startled. He was a gorgeous pop star and I was a naive teenager from Yorkshire. But we went out for about 18 months. The romance ended because Jane was too young, shy and prim and proper to fully embrace Eddie's lifestyle, which included him being adored by other girls. One day, I just got in my car and left," she admitted. "We never finished, never fell out. I drove away, never expecting to see him again." She then wed a man named Paul from 1986 to 1987, and has never given details about the short-lived relationship. She met her second husband, Henrik Brixen, who was working as a plumbing engineer on the boat she was filming on for BBC's The Cruise. The pair married in 1998 and Jane later hired him as her manager. Business mixed with pleasure proved to not be a winning combination, as the two divorced and also ended their professional relationship in 2003. Henrik tried his very best and he was brilliant at what he did, but he didn't know the industry, Jane told The Mirror in 2018. We'd come to a point where Henrik had made quite a few enemies and he said, "If I don't leave you, you are never going to have a career," she explained. But in May 2008, as destiny would have it, 27 years after they split, Jane reconnected with Eddie, who was making an appearance with the Searchers on This Morning while she was working nearby on Loose Women. "I almost had to be dragged to see him," Jane, whose nerves almost got the better of her, admitted. "But then it was, oh my God. Big smiles, and he lifted me off the floor and said, 'Where have you been?' It felt right, but it was difficult to find time with each other. The Searchers had 250 dates a year and I was doing 100 concerts," she continued. "But we didn't want to miss out again, so Eddie quit the group. My life has been a lot of being in the right place at the right time, so being back with Eddie has something of destiny about it," noted Jane. He proposed to Jane on December 24 that year and they remained engaged for 13 years. "We are not rushing to get married," she said later, joking about her and Eddie having the longest courtship and engagement in history. In an interview with My Weekly, she said about the long engagement, "It's been so long that they'll have to ask him and see whether he still wants to do it." The pair went on to stay together for more than 12 years, but they never got the chance to walk down the aisle as Eddie tragically died on March 26, 2021. 8 months after his death, Jane appeared on Loose Women and revealed she had been on a dark path. 13 years of absolute bliss, and that's how I'm getting through it, she admitted on the ITV show. In November 2023, Jane opened up to the Daily Mail about being Eddie's full-time carer in his final weeks. She said, "It wasn't slow, because we didn't know. He had no symptoms. As daft as it sounds, I'm thankful it was during COVID because I was there with him. Nobody else was. But that was the hardest thing. I had no nurses or doctors come in. I had to learn how to do it all myself. I had him at home as long as I could. Then I took him to the Wakefield Hospice, which is a beautiful place. I'll be forever grateful to them. I was with him all the time there, she added tearfully. Jane also recalled the tragedy of Eddie's funeral, which took place under pandemic restrictions, meaning nobody could come to see him. Last month, Jane admitted that having a friend move in to share her Wakefield home has helped her deal with the grief of losing her fiance Eddie Rothe 3 years ago. Her Celebrity Gogglebox co-star and longtime friend Sue Ravey moved in with her last year. It helped keep the grief at bay, Jane said before adding, "I tend to grieve in private. But you can't always be sure when it's going to strike. Your emotions can ambush you." Admitting that this is a difficult time of year, she acknowledged, "I do shed the occasional tear, and especially at New Year. That's when it hits me. It is not just the memories of Eddie but also her late mum Jean, who died in December 2018, that affect her." However, Jane said she refuses to be sad. She told OK! "If the two of them are looking down on me, I honestly think they wouldn't want me to be lost in sadness wondering what to do with the rest of my life," she says. "I still talk to both of them in my head.